Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today in this video, I'll be talking about a parakeet or budgie setup. I have my two parakeets right here beside me. I have them in a cage. I have a male and female in here. You want to keep toys and stuff in the cage with them to keep them occupied. And perches, like I have right here. That's what these wood things are perches. You do want to keep a water dish in there, a bath, a swing, like a mirror if you only got one bird. But if you got two birds, you don't really need the mirror. You need to get some seed. You get that at pet stores. You can get any color of budgie. If you want to keep more than two, I recommend getting a bigger cage than what I have mine in right now. If you do have cats or any other animal like dogs, cats, you do want to watch them. But it wasn't necessary. You want to kind of keep them in a room that's warm, but kind of cool, kind of like probably 60 or up, or 55 or up like that, 50, 60, 75 degrees. For these, they adapt to any temperature. I just have mine just like in the ordinary bird cage. You can get that in at any pet store. I have my two in here together. That's where they stay at, and they kind of do have to have a bedtime, like any reptile. Like a bearded dragon doesn't have a bedtime too. These also need a bedtime. You do have to cover them up with a cover or something, because when you cover them up, that makes them feel safe and secluded. Some of these birds are scared of the dark, so you might want to add a night light in with them. They are very fun animals to play with. They're interactive. And these birds right here, they do talk. The females, they don't really necessarily talk as much, but the males, they do talk, but you gotta keep messing with them and talking to them, so they can talk. I had this one for about probably 5 months, maybe. I can't remember when I got him. This one up here I only had for a week. We just got her. This one right here is the male. At first I thought he was a female, so we named him Rose. But it turns out being a male. So we just kept the name Rose. And the yellow one up here, right here, is Banana. Where she's yellow and looks exactly like a banana. But you do, every now and then, want to put new toys in so they do not get old of the old toys you have in the cage. You can get the cage with all the perches and stuff. These two at the bottom, I just added in because I had a cage for kind of like a rabbit. We had Rose in, but he kept getting out, so we went and bought a bird cage where you can't get out. You do also want to get one of these stones. They use it's like a mineral block for birds. They use it. They kind of chew on it to saw down their beak, because their beak can grow like a parrot's beak. Calm down, you're fine. Because their beaks, they grow like a parrot's beak, so you do have to keep them trimmed. Which parakeets or budgies, they keep their beaks trimmed themselves, like they chew on stuff. But like if you don't I recommend you do get the mineral block, because it kind of helps keep their teeth, keep their beaks trimmed. You do have to clean out the cage about once or twice a week. You should be able to get a cage with a slide-in bottom in it, so it'll be a lot easier to clean it out and stuff like that. If you do actually get a, if you want more than 2 birds, I recommend getting a bigger cage than this, what I have them in right now. It's a pretty good cage just for my 2 parakeets, whatever you call them. Parakeets or budgies. Like the green thing right there in the background, right there is their bath. They really don't use it. They just get a drink out of it. You do kind of want to get feet like this. Okay, we're focused here. Like that. Right now it just has curdles in it where they've been eating it all day long. You can get it where that slides, the door slides open. So it'll be a lot easier to get the food dish and water dish out. Unless you can get right here, the big door where it just slides open. You can get the, you can just get the setup like I have right here. That is my cage that I have my 2 budgies in. They have different toys. They have a swing right there. They have another one over here with a bell on it up top. Then they got that thing right there with bells on it. And they got another thing behind it. I don't know if you can see it or not. Circles right there. There's about 3 or 4 on them. There's a bell on it. Banana, my yellow budgie up there, she loves climbing on it. They do get along. If you don't want them to breed, I recommend keeping them separate. But if you do and want to raise baby budgies or parakeets, you can keep your male and female in together. If you do want to get more than 2 or 3 budgies, get a bigger cage. To keep them in, you can make it homemade. You can get it at the store. But if you want it a pretty good size, you probably want to make it homemade. Right here, I just got it at a pet store. It was already like this. It didn't have the toys or nothing in it. It had the perches. It had these already in it. These at the bottom, I just add. These right here, I just added them in. So, I move stuff around in my cage so they don't get bored. If you, want, you can add, different varieties of toys. But you don't want to put a bunch of toys in there because you don't want to cram, the cage up where they can't move or not like that. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you want to watch any dogs, cats, any animal you have that could be a predator to your budgie, to these guys right here, because they could harm them. I have cats myself, and I don't know how many times they knocked this cage over trying to get to the bird. So, but I still got mine. Mine, they really like being inside the cage more than they do outside. but sometimes I do leave this door open right here. Here is a door. I sometimes leave it open, but where I got the kitty cats, I will sometimes close it. I'm just gonna close it right now. There ain't really nothing you can do to hold this cage up, like the door up. So I just use some yarn, tie around the door, and hold it up for me. You can get a swing because these birds, they love to swing. A male and female, the male will sometimes feed the female. But if you just have one, you want to get this. Right here is a mirror. That's what I had for Rose when he was the only bird in the cage. We had him for about like 2-3 months now. He's almost a full-grown budgie. Banana, I only had her for about a week, and she's still pretty young, but she's growing. Like I said, you do want to keep the cage clean. You want to clean it twice a week. Once or twice a week. These birds do deserve a lot of attention. If you have them in a room like where you're not always in, you want to kind of mess with them a little bit more. But when you first get your budgie, you want to keep them in the room with you. The room that you're in all the time, you want to keep them in there with you. If they are in the room with you, you don't really have to bond with them. Like when you first get your budgie, you don't really want to look it like straight in the eye, where their eyes on the side of their heads, and like cats, dogs, humans, their eyes are in front of their heads, or yeah. So they could kind of think that you're a predator. And like the box that the pet store puts them in, they'll be scared to come out of it for a little bit. About a couple hours or so, then they will kind of start coming out, and then they will start kind of finding their feed and stuff, like, you know, where their feed's at, and like learning like where their feed's at, where the water's at, where their bath's at, you know, stuff like that. Mine, they have a specific post that they sleep on every night. Banana, she has her post that she sleeps on every night. So does Rose. Banana sleeps on the swing right here, and Rose sleeps right here. You do have to cover them up at nighttime, like put a cover over them. You don't want it to completely cover the cage. So you want the whole entire back, sides, and about right there down. You don't want it covered, but from this thing right here up to the top of the cage, you do want that covered. Because they mainly will stay up at top and roost like chickens or birds do. You can have a nest in there if you want to. You want to like kind of keep them like after like you have your budgie for a little bit, you know, like probably about 10-20 months or so. Then you can probably start moving them around, like put them in the room by themselves if you want to, but you can't go in there and check on them, or you have to go in there and check on them, make sure they're doing okay and stuff like that. Mine, they ain't really good flyers. Well, mine ain't, but some budgies are really good at flying. But mine right now are pretty young, so they're not really good at flying. But Rose is starting to get older, so he's starting now to get better at flying. You can buy a perch from any pet store, or you can get it offline to put in like a room like where your budgies are at. Like, they can fly out and land on it. They can stay out. But if you do have cats or dogs, I wouldn't really recommend keeping your budgie unattended. Because your cat could possibly eat your bird. And you probably don't want that to happen. So I recommend keeping your budgie in a cage. If you have any cats or dogs, like, you can still get your budgie out of the cage, but make sure it's on your shoulder or hand or arm, so you know your budgie is okay and safe from any cats, dogs, pigs, if you have in the house. These are very smart birds. They aren't really loud. Right now they're being quiet because, well, sort of. But they are very loud birds. If you got one, if it's a male, it would squawk all the time. The females, I don't really know because I had a male before I had a female, so I don't really know about the females. But the males, if they're by themselves, they will squawk all the time. Even when they have a mirror, they will still squawk. Mine, wherever Banana goes, Rose is right there. Wherever Rose goes, Banana is right behind him. They're very playful little birds. They play with one another. They groom one another like parrots do. These birds right here, they're like parrots, but they're smaller. So they're parakeets or budgies, whatever you want to call them. They are very good birds. They're very handleable. The females don't really necessarily talk, but the males are more vocal. But you got to mess with the male to get him to talk. It does take a lot of practice before your budgie is talking. So if you want a bird that talks, like, get a parrot. But if you want to talk to your budgie or parrot, whatever bird you want, and if you want to practice your bird, with your bird, trying to get him to talk, get a budgie. They are very easy to take care of. They're very simple. They're small. They're very cute. They don't really make a big mess, like some birds do. So that's about all y'all need to know about owning a parakeet or budgie. If you want to learn more about these birds, let me know in the comments below. Or if you want to know of how to take care of a bearded dragon, or things you need to know about a bearded dragon, or turtles, or cricket eggs, or crickets like that. I got reptiles. So if you want to know anything about a reptile, or birds, or rabbits, just let me know in the comment section below. That is all I have for y'all today. I'll be posting another video Friday. So yeah. So that's all I have for y'all today. If you have any questions about budgies, just let me know in the comment section below. And hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. And thank y'all for watching.